Hey, second grade art friends, it's Mrs. Herbay. This week we are going to have some fun by adding color to the butterfly that we painted last week using the blotted line technique where we painted and folded and rubbed our butterflies. So I sent home a box of, these are called Pastellos, and it's they're not oil like an oil pastel. They're more like chalk, but they're not like sidewalk chalk either. So they're kind of a cross between the two, but they're really kind of fun because you can blend these colors. And so what you want to do is you want to open up the box. I taped the box shut so they wouldn't come open, and here you're going to and then I'm just gonna slide that in there like that. Got some of my tape kind of flying around here. Okay, so I'm gonna put the chalk right here as sort of a way that I can look at all the colors. So if you want to go ahead and get set up, the chalk can also be a little bit dusty or messy. So if you want to have like a mat down so you don't get dust or dirt on your mom or dad's table, that's also an option too. So go ahead, grab your your chalk pastels in your butterfly and a placemat, and then we'll get started. All right, guys. So the cool thing about these chalk pastels is that you can blend the colors. So what you can do, if one of the things we can do is we can cut the butterflies out and put them on a background piece, or you can leave the butterflies on this piece of paper. But if you want to kind of experiment with what some of the colors look like, and you know that you want to cut your butterfly out, you can do it right here on the edge of this piece of paper, or you could just grab a scrap of drawing paper that you have laying around, okay? If you want your butterfly to look more like a monarch butterfly, then you would be using reds and oranges and whites and blacks. But let's say you're really mesmerized by all the colors in this chalk box. You can think of a different color scheme that you want to use for your butterfly as well. All right. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about how to blend with the chalk pastel. So I'm going to just go ahead and color on the edge here, and you can see when I color, it makes a little bit of dust. And if I take that dust and smudge it, see how I have a dark value here where I pressed really hard, and then I have a lighter value kind of where I smudged it. So that was the dark orange, and this is the lighter orange, and you can kind of blend the colors together. Let's say you wanted to do like a peachy, or so I can color this pink color on top, and then you see when I rub that together, I get like this really cool color. So that's what's kind of super fun and cool about these chalk pastels. So you can kind of experiment around with some different color combinations and kind of see what you think looks nice together. And I'm getting kind of like a blue-violet color. So that's one thing you can do ahead of time, just to kind of experiment around a little bit. And then once you kind of see kind of what the colors can do, then you can start to color on your actual butterfly. Just to kind of show you too, I use this white over top, and see how this white made this color even softer. So it's really kind of fun to kind of see how the colors all interact with one another. So I'm going to put this aside and then I'm going to get started. I think I might start off with some oranges. So I'm going to color inside the space, the white space here. You want to try not to get the chalk on the black. And another thing too is, let's say I don't want to smear this. When you color with the chalk, you're going to get this chalk dust. And on this paper, I was using that chalk dust to blend. But on right here, I don't necessarily want to get the chalk dust on the black line. So what you can do is you can just kind of go, and if you kind of blow, and then it just, oops, see here, see how I went like that, and then I kind of smeared the chalk a little bit. So if you don't want to smear the chalk and you have dust on your paper, you can just kind of give it a little bit of a blow with your, just sort of blow it away instead of brushing it away with your hand. I might, just for fun, I want to experiment around with, I have this little bit of red here. And I think I might want to see if I can get kind of a cool red-orange color. And I can, and that looks kind of cool. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lighter orange color. Sometimes when you go to color with these, sometimes the end is a little bit, if it's a little bit funny, you can kind of color it on a different surface to get it going for you. So there's my light orange, and again, maybe I want it to be more yellowy, a yellowy orange, so I'm coloring a little bit of yellow over top, and that looks kind of cool. So you can go ahead and you're just going to go ahead and add color to your whole butterfly, and I want you to just have some fun experimenting around with all the different colors that you can use. And maybe you don't want to use a lot of different colors, and you don't have to. You can just use, maybe you want to just use a certain few colors that you like, and kind of repeat those over and over again, and that's okay too. Now you can see I'm trying to kind of color with this orange one, and it's kind of giving me a little bit of trouble, so I'm kind of turning it on its side a little bit. So there I've got my So there I have sort of my yellow orange, my light orange, and again, if let's say I wanted to make this even a little bit lighter, I'm going to color a little bit of white, and then blend that. Okay, so I hope you have fun experimenting with the chalk pastels, and just take your time, and maybe you want to work on half of your butterfly this week and the other half next week. It's totally up to you. And I'll be in touch because we can also cut the butterflies out of the white paper and then glue them onto a colorful background. But maybe I'll check in with you to see what kind of colored background you want, depending on what color what colors you choose to color in with your butterfly. So have a great week, and I will look forward to talking to you guys on Thursday.